line. It's been open mic at the Fire, and it's pretty much operated the same way. And we have changed things up, and it's like mass confusion, but we're figuring it out. This is the deal that's happening at the Fire. If you've never been here, welcome to the Fire. Thank you for being here. It's the only female independent owned venue here in the city, so thank you, Karen, for staying alive for all of us, because, you know, it's a lot of blood, sweat, and tears in 2023. Anyways, how it's running these days on a Monday at the Fire. The first, third, and if there's a fifth Monday, it's an open mic. The first Monday is what's happening tonight, which is going to be called the Monday Night Meetup. The whole idea of the event is just to bring people together. It's always been a vision and a dream of mine, so hopefully in time, which I already felt it happen this month. We have Fufu Lauren doing videography, which I didn't meet her till tonight. Isaiah, who's about to speak for us, I didn't meet him till tonight. Who else? Performers. So it's already working. So the idea is if you know a graphic designer, if you know someone who has an apparel company, you know somebody that's a manager, you know someone that's a lawyer, you know someone that's a venue owner, performs. The idea is just to get us together because, I don't know, I really enjoy personally getting us together, and I love watching you guys connect and then go build your lives and us all be happy, and we need that love in the community. So it's all about love. At the end of the day, it's all about love. So yeah, first, third, and fifth Monday. The third and fifth Monday will operate whatever you guys are used to. Come in, I'm assuming. Sign-ups at 7. Whoever's hosting, I don't know, and then goes normal. The second and fourth Monday is now an open jam, hosted by Charlene from Shattered Figures. It's a lot of fun. She puts a lot of love into it. She brings some instruments. She also lets you know what you need to bring, which isn't much. It's a lot of it's provided right here. Bunch of strangers get on stage and they jam out, and it's a really cool experience. So that's the second and fourth Monday. So that's the changes in life. On this Monday Night Meetup, the online signups from 8 to 11 o'clock fills up quickly. There's only 12 slots, so May is almost filled for the first Monday. So if you do want to perform and you're here tonight and didn't understand what was going on, that's the deal. And then 11 to 12 is the lightning open mic. There's a sign-up sheet for people that are here. You get about 5 minutes to perform, and that's just on Monday nights. And again, give it up for the Fire for providing the space for us to do this tonight. So we're going to start off. We've got Isaiah and Muse coming to the stage to talk with us about the importance of building a fan base to help artists flourish, building a base digitally, and the direct consumer approach and artist framework. And then he will follow that with a question and answer. So we'll have him talk about a half an hour, and then from there a little break, and we'll get the performances started. So, and I'm going to run sound, so I'm going to run back there so I can turn his mic on. And the hazer, I turned it off so we can hopefully see each other. Just needed to create the vibe, you know, until you were up here. But, all right, I got to just unmute you.
Okay. Hello, hello, hello. Hello, everyone. How are you? Hey, what's up? All right. I got Virgo on and everything. It feels good. No, I don't mind. I understand. Welcome. I want to do that first. Also, I want to say thank you to Karen. She invited me to talk about, you know, just some of the important things, I guess, as musicians and creatives that we sometimes let go by the wayside. Because it's not all just about the music anymore. It used to be. But let me give you a quick rundown on my resume, just so you know, like, why is he out there talking? So, first and foremost, I call myself a connector or a fixer. So anything that needs to get done, I do. If I see a problem, if I see a hole, I'm going to go try and figure it out. With that said, I will mop a floor. I'm also a tour manager. I'm a PM. I'm an A&R for a full production company. We have, it's called Star Island. May not have heard of us, but you probably have heard of the music. Work with artists such as Demi Lovato, Diana Ross, Nicki Minaj, Cardi B, Chris Brown. We're on every Chris Brown album. Jay-Z, Kanye, J. Cole, BB Rexa, and it's all from Philly. It's all based out of Philly. So we have a couple artists on majors right now, which are Simba, he goes viral like every single week because he did a freestyle that people just keep replaying and over and over and over. Another artist named Bree Steves, Jason Cash, there's Major Maija. They're all on Atlantic, Epic, Blue. She's on the independent label, and Atlantic, Epic, Warner, you name it. So just quickly, just want to touch some of the points. I have my notes on my phone. First and foremost, artist framework. So artist framework, I think, is extremely important, especially when you go into this climate. So first thing for a good artist framework is disruptive presence, great material, unique appearance, strong personality, and coachability. The reason why, when you break it down, you think of any legend, anybody that's really, really popular or big in the music industry, they usually have the 5. Then you can go back and keep going back to a superstar. They have 4 great musicians, and great artists will have the 3. But for the most part, those are the attributes you need to be successful in the music business. Because so many people create music every day. Does anyone know how many songs come out every day on Spotify? No. 100,000 songs come out every single day on Spotify. We had a meeting at Rock Nation, and Sherry said, I don't even know, and this, at that time it was 60,000, so 3 months later, now it's 100,000. Anybody with a computer can make any song and put it up, and they put it up every single day. So the goal is, how do I cut through? So one of the ways you cut through is being here. You're here, it's great, you're meeting people, you're doing the right thing, you're trying to learn, you're trying to figure out, how do I cut through? Or you just want to play. Either way, you're here. It's a good start. So I think one of the main things that we see is if you have to have your plan in mind. So let's say I'm an artist, I'm a band, I want to either just play every single venue, you know, in my area, get hot, move on, and get bigger shows, and build my base that way. Or I'm going to go social media, I'm going to put out my music, I'm going to do my thing, and actually play along the way. So it's up to you. But I think the most important part is just doing the work. It's just doing the work, constantly doing the work. We're constantly doing the work every single day, you know, trying to find new people, trying to find who's hot, trying to find these things. And there's so many venues, so many avenues to which you can do that. And again, this is one, because you guys are here, you guys are fellowshipping with each other, and then you're also connecting with a venue owner. You're also going to connect with hopefully other buyers, hopefully other promoters. So I think those are the things that matter, those are the things that you have to do, what you're doing. So that's great. First up. All right, so let's talk about, so that was the artist framework. Talk about building the base. I'm gonna sit for a second. I feel weird. So building the base, marketing strategy. So right now in this climate, marketing is the #1 thing you have to do. Besides, I mean, I tend to skip the musicianship, and I shouldn't, because that's the most important thing. But we all know when you put your 10,000 hours in, you're doing that all the time. That's the thing that comes easy to you. It's playing, it's playing, it's playing, it's playing. You want to play. I want to go here, I want to go here, I want to play, I want to play. But the hardest part is finding that audience and finding that base that wants to hear you play. And I think people say, well, if I just play, they'll come. No, you should go and find them. Find like-minded people. Find them, go seek them out. Say, hey, so you find a band that's similar to you, and you look around and you say, okay, can I see their demographic just by being here? I can tell this is a 90% female demographic, age 18 to 35. So now you look at your demographic, you should go back to yourself and say, at my shows, who shows up? Who comes? Oh, okay, it's the same demographic. So you talk to them, you show them your music, you have your cards, you have your QR card, you have your IG ready, you have your TikTok ready. And I know for a lot of people that's like, I don't want to do that, that's not what I want to do. And I get it. But at the end of the day, I look at it like, do you want to make music how you live your life and how you thrive? Right. If you want to thrive, you got to think about it, right? Someone said this to me. My mentor, one of my partners said, Zay, you have to understand, one record can sustain you and your family for 70 years. And when you think about that, that's a very long time. So if that's just one record for 70 years, why not do the things that will allow you to do that? Because it's not just for you, it's also for your family. So one of the things that you have to do in this day and age is you have to market. You have to get out there. You have to do your thing. You have to. It's a must. It's part of knowing your chord. It's part of knowing the chords. It's part of knowing the scales. It's part of tuning. It's part of knowing ghost notes and all the things that as musicians you go through and you figure out. But it's A1 and AB now. You have to market yourself. The other problem is, so let's say you're really good, but people don't come to your shows. They don't know who you are. As a venue owner and as a promoter, why would I open my doors and put my electricity on, my overhead, hire my people, when I know you're going to get 5 people in here every single time? No matter how great you are, you have to go out and let people know how great you are. Yeah. So one of those ways, which is amazing in this day and age, is, again, social media. And Facebook actually is an amazing space right now for a lot of people. I actually know a rapper, a gentleman, he has 300,000 monthly listeners, and he got it from a skit. He started a skit, he said, recording a 40-year-old rapper. And he made a skit of himself rapping, he's the rapper. But it blew up. It went completely viral. So he said, wait a second. He did it again. But then he learned, so I need to make the song first that I'm going to put into this video and make it about the video, but secondarily, the song is going to be played along with it. So he built his base. He hasn't put out one record in a year, and he still has 300,000 monthly listeners on Spotify. The reason I bring up the 300,000 monthly listeners on Spotify, and this is the independent guy that just is on Facebook. No major, no backing, no marketing backing, he just does it himself. But the reason I bring that up is a lot of people say, oh, what's your numbers, what's your numbers? What they're really asking you is, how many people can you bring to a show? So if whatever your numbers say you are, people usually expect that you're going to bring 10% of that. That's kind of the rule. It's kind of like, okay, if I see you have 1 million followers, there should be 100,000 people commenting underneath every single post that you have. But if you break it down, so one of the things we break down is, we call it the 500 rule. If I can bring 500 fans to every city, to every single show that I have, and I do 4 shows a week. But if I have 500 fans and I charge a ticket price of $30, it's $15,000 a night, right? So if you do 4 shows a week, you make 60 grand a week. There are bands doing that independently right now. They do it all the time. 3 months at a clip, then they stop for a month, and then they go find somebody else, find somewhere else to target, and they do it over and over and over and over and over and over and over. Who couldn't live off $60,000 a week? Right? So that's one of the biggest things. Like, a lot of people think that you have to have this huge fan base. No, you can start out 150, 300, 500. You just keep pushing, keep pushing, keep pushing. You just gotta go grab your audience. It's the most important thing, right? Especially right now. Another reason why is because you can get brand partnerships off of it. We have Simba. Simba, you'll hear him on ESPN. He's now a brand partner with Monster. He's now a brand partner with, he's with Wild and Out. He's on the Wild and Out tour actually right now. And we just, We just came off of the Jordan Lucas tour, and he went straight to the Wild 'N Out tour. And it's just a partnership.
I remember Wild 'N Out.
Right. so they still do it. So, but now they're on tour. So they're going to every single city, Thursday, Friday, Saturday, going around the country and just doing the Wild 'N Out thing, but they're performing. So they have other performers there and they're doing that. So the biggest part is brand partnerships actually help you a lot. So as a musician, people say, oh, I want to get, I want to get sponsored by so-and-so, so-and-so. Like one of the things we did was, we did a Her tour with Bree Steves. And right before that, Her didn't have her deal. Now she has a sponsorship with one of the guitar companies. What is it?
Fender, I think.
Yes, with Fender, exactly. So what happens is now she doesn't pay for guitars. People pay for her guitar. So you want we all want those things, strings, sponsorships, all that stuff. It's by building your base, getting the partnerships, doing everything that we do right now is for the love of music. But the love of music doesn't always pay the bills. So when you're actually in the music business, you want to build your base. So brand partnerships help you build your base. It's an amazing thing. I'm not going to be too long. Getting through. Okay, direct to consumer. Does everybody know what that? When I say direct to consumer, it's pretty basic. Literally, how right now you don't necessarily need a record label, right? Record labels are now there to scale what you already have. So if you're hot, if you're good, if you have a base, they can then go and scale what you have already started to build. Record labels are not in the business of developing artists anymore. It costs too much, it's too many people. Publishing companies have, I know a publisher, their A&Rs may have literally 50 people, but they can only service about 5. So 45 of the people are left scrambling, trying to play songs. It's a big rat race. So a record company right now, you actually don't really need, quite honestly. Now, when you need them is if you want to be huge, you want to be a superstar, you want to be big. That's when you need a record company because the money they can push behind you is something completely different. But as of right now, you just want to go direct to consumer. So what does that look like for you right now? Direct to consumer is DSPs, but people are backing off of Spotify and Apple Music and stuff like that as far as listenership. So especially, it depends on your demographic too. It's a big one. So I think you have to understand and know what your demographic is so then you can go and push. And if everybody hopefully knows what I'm speaking about demographic, there's age range, it's who they are, male, female, it's a lot of things that you can look at when you put your music out. You literally go on your info and you click it and you can find out what your demographic is. Follow your demographic. Find out what they like. Find out why they like it. I had a young artist, he literally came to me, we own a studio too, he literally came to me and he had 100 monthly listeners. He kept putting out songs. He put out a song on a mixtape, or like an EP. It was literally like the 9th song. The song took legs. It went on 400 Spotify editorial playlists. That's a big one, so playlisting. But editorial playlists are playlists that somebody found it and they put it on. So he literally had a song that didn't even know took legs. Now he has 7,000 monthly listeners off the one song and had no clue because he wasn't paying attention to his demographics. But once he saw it, I checked it one day and said, hey, you see this is moving? And he said, oh, I didn't even know. But the reason you want to know is because a song has like a shelf life. So if the song actually starts to take legs, you want to then go and put some promo money behind it. You literally want to say, okay, they like the song, this demographic likes the song. So when I go to Spotify, being a Spotify partner is super important. When you put into Spotify, they put into you. So that's a big thing. So it's basically a brand partnership. So but then I said, hey, go put some money behind us. You put some money behind us, and it keeps building and keeps building and it keeps building. It's just helping his brand. It's helping who he is. So now he's getting shows, he's getting calls for other shows from other people that would have never found him because he's on these editorial playlists. And that's a big thing for you. So direct to consumer, that's a big one, is making sure that you can service your demographic. Also vinyl. Vinyl is super big again, and it's valuable. So you can get your own vinyl press. You can do short runs. You can do, you can do different colors. You can do all types of graphics. Have fun with it. Vinyl at shows is a huge thing. Merch, of course, is a huge thing. Direct to consumer, and you can do any kind of merch. It's not just T-shirts. It's not just hats. It's stickers. It's buttons. It's phone chargers, phone cases. There's so many things you can do. You can be creative as you want to be with your merch, and it's all direct to consumer. So the reason you want to do that is because it helps you build your base, build your base. But you got to have a place where people can find you. Make sure they know where they can find you, please. And even if the name is absolutely ridiculous, try to make it as easy as possible for somebody to find you. QR codes, cards, regular business cards, whatever you can. So I know I ran through a lot. Is any questions? Yes.
If you could say one thing to your 24-year-old self, what would it be?
If I could say one thing to my 24-year-old self, it would be find people and listen to the people who are doing the right thing the right way and way bigger than you can ever imagine. So it's funny, one of the ways I found, we got linked with Star Island was my partner and I. He's in the back there. I was literally helping a production company, a live production company, and then the live production company said, "Hey, you guys know a lot of artists. Can you start building up this night?" So it was a community event. It was 2 nights, and we started building up a Friday night. We built it up, and one of the things we did was we just kept surrounding ourselves with people who were doing the right thing the right way and listening, taking it in, taking the punches. As how we found him, when my other parties back there too, Scott, we were in the studio, we were producing, and it was absolute garbage. And we were playing records, and then Donnie came in and started playing Fantasia, started playing Nicki Minaj, started playing all these huge records. And then he said, but I believe in what you're doing, you guys can be good. And I literally sat there and said, cool, I'm gonna get good in 6 months. So that was the best thing I did. So we believed in us. So that's another thing. Make sure you believe in you. No one else will care. No one else will say anything.
Can I ask you a question?
Yes.
Yeah, in the music business, I'm
Yes.
Bongo Billy, right? And I'm on Instagram, I'm on YouTube and all that,
Good
right?
stuff.
But here's the thing.
Mhm.
When original artist has original music,
Yes.
it's original market, and you claim your own sound, random music, that's my own genre.
Mhm.
Is there a market for that?
It's a huge market for it.
That's what I'm looking for.
I mean, at the end of the day,
That's what I'm looking for.
at the end of the day, we think of anybody that's successful, they're actually unique.
Excuse me.
It's the copycats that can have one hit.
I can't
or
stand
whatever.
copycats. I'm an
Yeah,
original.
that's fine. But so how do you market your originality? And you have one of the biggest things.
My originality is I play random music and I love the people, and that's just the way it goes.
Right. So, but how do you focus that and hone that in? Like how many?
I had through life experiences, different changes and shit I went through in my lifetime and all that.
Right.
And I make songs up. I take parallels and make my own version of it.
Right.
Stuff like that. I'm Bongo Billy. I do random music. I just randomly make that shit up, and I keep like Itsy Bitsy Spider in the Hood. Party like a rock star.
Right.
I am Philadelphia. Right. And I've done these songs shitloads of times here.
Right. Here. Right. But let me ask you a question. You have a story. You're very engaging. You're very unique. You have a disruptive presence. You have.
I have one.
You do. I mean, real.
I am
it's
Philadelphia.
real.
That song should be on the market. I am Philadelphia.
So let me ask you a
Philadelphia.
question. So, but where are you? Are you reaching out? Are you
Definitely
connecting?
reaching out, definitely.
But are you no? I mean, are you connecting to the people that would do that? Are you connecting to like sync licensing supervisors? Are you connecting with like the Eagles? Are you connecting with? Are you going out to pep rallies? Are you going to?
Oh no, I do open mics mostly,
right? And that's fine.
And when I'm old and everything, I struggle
So
with
I don't
that.
care. I don't. Oh, your age matters nothing. It matters nothing at all. But what I'm saying is, if you take your idea, you take your story. People buy stories.
Right.
Right. They invest in a story.
Oh, I got a boatload of
You got a
stories
story.
now.
You have a story. So why not?
Definitely.
So why not take that to the people who will invest in that story?
Right.
See, open mic, right? You're taking that story to other musicians and maybe some people who want to come in and come to the bar and do things. That's cool. So you can hone. I look at open mics honestly as honing my craft. Right? I'm putting my hours in. I'm figuring it out.
Oh, I want to go beyond open mic.
Right.
I'm on social media and everything. I want to go beyond open mic. But that's where you put your craft and your work at.
Right.
Right.
So one of the things,
everybody in here knows that.
Right.
When they go on stage, they put their craft and their work and their art and their heart into it.
right.
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 And that should market that, especially with social media out here and everything, that
Well,
should market you more.
Well, the only problem with that is there are hundreds of you. There are
I agree.
thousands
That's a
of
few
you.
Bongo Billy selling life.
No. And I don't mean Bongo Billy, but I'm
But I'm
saying
just saying, I know what you mean though.
the creative part, the passionate creative part. So many people feel the same way. But what I'm saying is people, what they don't have is your story, is your uniqueness, is your presence. So if I was you, I would take that, I would take those reels, I would take those videos, I would take those songs, and I would go to, when they have a Sixers pep rally, I would be at the Sixers pep rally. I would be at certain places. I would be searching emails. I would go on different companies' emails and find out who their creative person is, who does their for Philadelphia Union. There's certain people that do the live shows and things like that. We just did one with Freeway when they were in the championship, right before they went to the championship. We did that show. So what I'm saying is, you take your ideas, you take everything, you take your uniqueness, you take your story and market it, but be tenacious. Go at them. They love it. After a while, it's like, oh wait, that dude that's Bongo Billy. Oh, what was that song he played?
Here's the thing, there's 1,000 people, and 1 million people want to be famous. 1,000 people want to make it.
Right.
I'm just using numbers and shit in the business.
Right.
I know the music business. It's a cutthroat business. I agree with you.
Right.
It is a cutthroat business. I agree with you 100%.
Mm-hmm.
I watched the music industry change in front of my fucking face.
Oh, yeah.
From the Beatles to John Legend. And I can go on, everybody in between.
Right. It changes, and he brings up a good point. Music business literally changes like every 2 months now. So
Yes.
TikTok just let go of all their music people and bringing new music people in because they're trying to do something different. So it's you have to at this stage to stay up, keep doing what you're doing, be tenacious, be Bongo Billy, do your thing. Any other questions?
I've got another one right here.
Yes.
Let's, like, if you wanted to put a song of yours up on Spotify,
Right.
like, what kind of investment are you looking at to, like, actually make it sound professional?
Oh, cool. So the coolest thing right now is technology is good, but it's teetering to almost crazy with the AI thing. I'm not gonna get into that, but you can literally upload to Lander and get your music mastered. It could be mixed. I'm not quite sure on that, but I know for sure you can master it. It's for like a small flat fee, and then you can use a DSP like DistroKid. Thank you for a membership. It's like $15 a year or something like that, and then you can upload anything you want, and they take a percentage of your royalties on the back end. So it's literally just if you have a song that's mixed already and you just want to get it mastered and put up on a DSP and have it and sold, you could probably pay $25.
Because like I'm like really technically challenged as far as studio stuff. So you know, if I want to like actually get someone to know what they're doing.
Or you find someone who you trust, like Drea in the back. I'm quite sure she has some contacts that she can point you in the right direction, and you can get it mixed. And people can do. They have services that they'll upload it for you and do the thing for you. They'll do everything for you, but it's still your name. But they might just charge you a flat fee. But more than likely, just charge you a flat fee.
You're not looking at thousands of dollars or anything to make it.
No,
yeah.
not at all. Yes.
Have you tried any of the Facebook marketing techniques of like, so you kind of know your demographic, and then you try to fire off some like advertisements? Like I tried it like once or twice, haven't had like a ton of luck, but my friends are saying like, you gotta keep processing and processing. And it's also like, I'm a musician, I'm not a fucking commercial like writer or whatever, but that's like a tough spot to be in. So have you had any luck with that, of finding audiences? Right.
Yes, exactly. So what you do though, so the caveat is, once you find a song that has legs, that's moving a little, that's what you push through Facebook marketing, through IG marketing, those marketing outlets. That's what you do. So, but then you be very specific. You say, okay, just use the gentleman who had the song. He had Texas was like #1, then it was Paris, and then it was some other southern and Midwest states. So told him, target those states. Literally, right, I want this age range, this gender, blah, 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 and you just flood them with that for as soon as it starts going though. Yeah. And then you'll see a difference. That's the biggest one.
Okay.
But it's for sure works.
Yeah.
Yes.
All right, what do you say to someone like me, and I'm speaking for a lot of my friends too, and a lot of people that I've known that have been playing music for years. We're all discouraged. We've been busting our ass for decades, and let me just give it from my point of view.
For sure, bro.
So I write songs all the time. I write songs on GarageBand. I record them. I play all the instruments, or I program. I do all this. Then when I'm finished with that, I go ahead and make a video. I'll make some kind of concept video, and I'll put it on Facebook.
Right.
Now I put a lot of time and effort into that, and I put it on Facebook, and I've even like Googled through Facebook, what's the best time to put a music video out? And it's like Tuesdays at 9 o'clock or 3 o'clock or something like that. So I'll do that. I'll get 3 likes and maybe a comment.
Right.
Like, hey, pretty cool. And that's it. But like I said, I'm not just so much saying this for me, but I know a lot of people who are just so discouraged. I mean, they make these long rants on Facebook, like, I don't even know if I should do this anymore. I don't know if I should. Now, for me, I've come to grips with it. I'm retired. I don't care anymore. But what do you say to people like us that put a lot of time and effort in and have nothing to show for it?
So, this is a great question. Who are you?
I'm Trip.
What does Trip like to do?
Trip likes to write songs,
Besides
make music.
Besides music, what else do you do?
Watch sports. I love to be frustrated by watching Philly sports.
Okay.
And,
how many other Philly sports fans know the difference between a kick and a snare?
Philly sports fans don't know shit about anything, but you're right. Probably nothing.
So what I'm getting at is, when I think the trap is, especially now in this day and age, we fall into, I have to make music content for music, content for music, content for music. Actually, if you make content that other people can identify with, that's why the hashtags are real big and stuff like that. So let's say I like to cook. How many people have TikTok and every single time they fall into food TikTok or you fall into dog TikTok? It's because there's so many other people with so many other likes. So what happens is, I tell people all the time, the consumer now wants to know you. They want to know who you are, what makes you different. I will forever remember Bongo Billy. And they know in the back, I don't remember any names.
How many Trips do you know?
I know you. Okay. I already know Trip because of the beard. I already know Trip was frustrated as a Philly sports fan. So I identify with you for me wearing my Phillies and wearing my Phillies jersey underneath. So I understand. Gotcha. So if I see content from Trip that's talking about frustrated Philly sports fans, and I'm on Chip's, and I'm now I'm in Chip's world. I'm like, oh, Chip is that's funny, Chip. Eagles, I get it. Blah, blah. Oh, Chip plays. I didn't know Chip plays. That's cool. But you keep me coming back with all the other stuff, and now I'm getting into the music. I'm getting to know Trip. Now I'm listening to the music. Oh, Trip likes to write about frustrated Philly sports fans. So in his music, now I'm invested in Trip.
Well, you know what's funny? I get a lot of people, I'll be interacting with a Facebook friend who I don't know in person, and I'll mention something about a song I wrote, or oh, you play music? I'm like, I post videos all the time. And then it's funny, then I'll post it on there, like, right. Oh, that's really good. I'm like, you know, it's funny that it...
Right. So, but that's the thing about today's consumer. Like, when you think about it, it's disposable content, right?
Right.
We had a gentleman, he was a photographer. We hired him to be a videographer because we just needed content. He couldn't get past the concept of, this has to be perfect. We said, no, it just needs to be content. It's so disposable and it's so fast now. You have to come to grips with certain things are just certain ways. And this is one of them. One of the things is you just need to be you. You continue to play, continue doing your thing, but you have to give them something else to fall in love with you. So that way they fall in love with your music.
So just find other interests with other people and work it in that way?
Work it in. You work it in and I guarantee your numbers will go way the other way. Because, and you gotta be consistent, don't get me wrong too.
Yeah.
Like I tell people all the time and they go, oh my gosh, but I'm gonna tell you again, Unc knows, he hates it. I'm about to talk about TikTok. I have loved TikTok from the very beginning because it was wholesome, clean content that anybody at the beginning could watch and use. So it was the direct way to go and find anybody that liked anything that you liked, right? So right now, and it's going to change really drastically. It's going to change. But if you were to post once a day, every single day for 3 weeks on TikTok, you would gain about 10,000 followers. You just gotta be consistent. That's the key. Because the algorithm, and you hear algorithm all the time, the algorithm is only built for people who are like-minded. They like the same things you like. They watch the same things you like. You look at my TikTok now, it's like dogs, Egypt, and I don't know, some other music duets and stuff like that. Because that's kind of where I go to all the time. During the morning, I'm looking for people. Then when I see some cool dog stuff, I look at it, and then, you know, so-and-so, 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 so-and-so. So that's the thing. You're just always looking to try to find like-minded people like you. That's the key.
TikTok, post videos on TikTok.
Facebook too. Facebook is a good demographic for like 30 and up. It's an amazing demographic for 30 and up.
On TikTok, if you like actually put a whole song up, or do you want like sort of shorter kind of video?
Yeah, it's 15 seconds. I mean, it's kids.
Yeah, okay, so
it's 15, 30 seconds.
I guess like a whole,
I thought TikTok was going to be a band from America.
It may be. I don't know.
No, that's what I heard Joe Biden talking about kicking TikTok.
They've been talking about banning TikTok since 2020. Anyways, so we're almost got to wrap this up. Some more questions or anything from anyone?
Yeah, I'm going to stick around for sure. Stick around for a little while. Thank you guys for listening to my spiel.
Thank you.
Appreciate it.
Awesome, thank you so much, Isaiah. I never even introduced myself. Let me just do that real quick. My name is Drea. If no one has ever met me, Drea Young is my name. I'm an audio engineer, Grammy Award-winning audio engineer, a DJ. I obviously host things. Music is Our Hero is my brand, so it's me that you've been communicating with. And that's going to be another thing I'm going to say, that whoever's in the room, if you're going to be part of these events and you're going to sign up and it's all going to go to me, you're talking to me, just check your email and read it, because everything is going to be right there. If you don't check your email, there's no confirmation, and then it gets really confusing. So, but this is the first one, so we're doing good. Yeah, that's it. I'm just going to stop talking. I had more, but give it up for Isaiah. We're going to do this. So we're going to take 10 minutes, grab some food, grab a drink, grab whatever you got to grab. But before that, I'm going to have Isaiah pick out the first 3 performers
And no,
we'll
you
deal
after.
We'll deal with it
Okay,
after.
yeah,
But you might be fourth.
I'm special.
So yeah, 1, 2, 3, and then I'll call your names, and or you'll say you guys. I don't even care. You pick one, I'll pick one.